Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boom, there we go. Hello, fellow Whovians. My name is Dave Chapman. I'm here. I'm going to be the host and kind of the guest. I was trying to figure out why Facebook is telling me I can't do anything. So I've got a bunch of people. If you're watching on my personal Facebook page, jump on over to either the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS or the Therathole.Ca's YouTube, and you can actually type in and comment. Kind of like these people. Hello, Sophie. Oh, look, there's Nick. And Andrew. And Tom. And more Tom, because we need more Tom. Anyhow, so yes, today is a very special episode. This is our yearly episode. This is kind of where I actually came into this show. Some of you have already heard the story. The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and I were both up for a Spacey Award, and they won, obviously. But Christian said, hey, you want to come on and talk about some Doctor Who board games? And I said yes. And then it came on a little bit earlier than that episode, but that's how this started. How it started. how it's now. So we're back again this year. We're going to talk about some of the games that have come out in the past year, but I'm not alone. Speaking of more Tom, we in fact do have Tom, but I haven't unmuted him. There we go.
Oh.
Now everyone's unmuted. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Dave.
How you doing?
What's that saying again? My mind is like my web browser. 19 tabs are open, 3 are frozen. I have no idea where the music's coming from. Yeah. I got so many things going on, but I wanted to join you for your special episode, your anniversary-ish.
Sort of,
kind of spectacular.
Yeah. We'll
Disney thing.
Joining us as well, also in the comments, but also not in the comments, is the wonderful Nick Smith. Hi, Nick.
Hi, how are you?
How's it going?
All right, but I have a lot of friends who, Christmas is coming up, the holidays. They love Doctor Who, they love games, but I don't know what to get them for Christmas, really.
Well, can you help? I think I can help. I think I can help.
Oh.
Before I help, though, we are, of course, going to bring in the wonderful Melanie Dean, who can only be here for a short amount of time, and I'm glad that you're here.
I wanted to join in. There was no way I couldn't miss out on all of the shenanigans, even though it's just a little bit of time. Yeah. Especially for your seasonal, your annual kind of game on episode just before the holidays. So yeah.
Exactly. It all kind of got a little bit foobarred, but with the specials this year. But are we going to complain that we had the specials?
I know, right? It's like, oh no, we had Doctor Who episodes. No, we hate that.
No, that's the Doctor Who. That is why we did Canadian Thanksgiving, not American Thanksgiving, because, well, we were going to have Doctor Who. And that's why we're doing this on December, 19th? December 19th, just a handful of days before Christmas. That's okay, though, because this year, a lot of the games that are out are either only sort of out. You can get them in digitally on top of the physical editions, or they're going to be available in mass market. So that makes it really easy to get a hold of. Melanie's going to be dealing with the comments while she's here, so thank you for that, Melanie.
And FYI, I was just wanting to verify it, but yeah, on your personal Facebook page, of course, it's all weird written. It is showing that you are live, so you're good to go.
Yeah, live, but it was also saying it was all private, and I don't know that people commenting there can try putting a comment in on my page while you're there. Just to see if it pops up in our comment section, because I was having problems with that last time we did this. And
I think Melanie's saying you have to behave.
All right.
I am.
Huzzah! Maybe it did.
So
because I tried to change it to public, and it turned around and said still private. Only people were invited.
Well, it worked. So if wherever you are joining us, comment away, and I'll try to help out for as long as I can.
Exactly. So we might as well get started right away. Actually, no. I was going to start with this. I'm not going to. Yes, I will. I will start with this. I did hear something about that. I did, and it's exciting. This is unsurprising. The only thing surprising about Helen Bonham Carter coming on to Doctor Who was that it's taken this long.
I know, right? She's one of the 12 actors in England.
Exactly.
Well, she's a sweet, sweet person, so I'd love to see her involved.
Exactly. So I'm definitely excited for that. So what do I have here? I've got a button. This I haven't even opened.
No.
I specifically have saved this. I got this at Gen Con from Cubicle 7.
Ooh.
And I wanted it to open the air. But since I also had a big box of other stuff, which we'll also look at some of, I wanted to open this specifically. So I'm going to bring in my second camera here. That is also the starter set, which we have looked at in the past. I did also open that, but I wanted to kind of roll this up. This is the Doctor Who role-playing game.
Yum.
And this is the second edition. This is actually the, not only the second edition, but this is the collector's edition of this. So it's coming out of shrink. Oh no, I've ruined the value of it.
No.
Humanity. You're going to have to play it.
Oh no, I'll have to play it. I can put us all.
Shall we play a game?
That's not the screen I want. Let's go like that. Let's drop me down to the bottom where, people who are important can see us. There we go. All right. So yeah, It's got the little flabby. Here.
I just saw how it opens.
So that's just advertising. I try and keep these. I don't know how I'm going to keep it in this one, but I do try. And so here, let's reach over behind me. This is the main book right here.
Okay.
This is the second edition rule set. There are other versions that have other doctors on it. This is completely playable. This is the first edition. The difference between these two are not significant. They are significant. They tightened the game up. But anything that you get for one of these editions is easily adapted to the other. So
is this one where the spines match up or anything? That's interesting on the spine?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But yes, this is all the original Doctor source books for this game did all make the logo. You can probably, if I bring myself up here, bloop, you can kind of see them here in, you can't because I have another thing in front of it. You can see it right here in the background that it makes up the logo. These are the original first edition source books.
Nice.
Down. Have you ever played like Zork and those old text parsers?
Yes.
Zork.
That's what this is. This is not Zork. This is called Parsley.
Parsley.
Parses in text parser. And a human takes the part of the computer. And so I actually played this last year around this time. I had the actual designer come on and run me and a few others.
Right.
It's so neat. You go north. You can't go north. Pick up that axe. Are you sure that looks dangerous? Swing the axe. The axe head flies off and hits you in the head. You're dead. Just like Oregon Trail or any of those other games. Just since I had it in my hand, I'm gonna have to hype it up. It is also
King's Quest.
Yes. So now that you've seen that, we're gonna open this up.
Very cool.
Open up the special edition doors.
Holding.
And little ribbon here. See that's you can kind of see. Let's see if we can get even close. Can I get that closer? Nope, that's the wrong view. Give me a second. I've added a second camera to my setup here.
The background.
The inside of it is all this beautiful blue TARDISes. And you've got this
like a blueprint. Yeah.
And then as I close the book, bring that back out. I don't want it there. So yeah, there's and it doesn't have anything on the spine because again, you're going to be keeping it in that slip case.
Nice wrap around.
You've got the same interior. And as I reach down, you do have that interior on this one as well.
Cool.
It looks almost like wrapping paper or like wallpaper in a good way. But the inside of this book is exactly the same as the regular edition. Next Tuesday, we'll be reviewing The Church on Ruby Road while I stream the 90-minute Death in Paradise Christmas special episode on Boxing Day. Nice, Roger. Well, we're definitely going to be talking. We're talking about it, I think, on Thursday, because we're going to do the review. So we're not going to be competing against each other, Roger. It's going to be great.
Roger.
Melanie's available on Tuesday. We are going to do a live watch party here for the Christmas special. I'm not going to be here in Red Deer. I'll be in Calgary. I think that everything will work out just fine for me to do that. So, yay. But anyways, this is the special edition book. Sorry, you were asking a question, Nick? Did you hear?
No, I'm just thinking how fancy this is.
Yeah, and like the inside is all the same. So it doesn't actually. This is the nicer version. This is the Christmas present version. But you can't find it. This is perfectly acceptable. So again, it's the same inside. So there's the same couple of pages that you saw in here. Right. So there's no real difference beyond presentation. These two. And this is a great game. It's a D6 based game, so it's really easy. You've got the dice you need at home. Pull them out of Monopoly. And it actually has a little bit of magnet.
Oh.
So it actually does hold. I mean, it's probably not going to hold close. Oh my goodness. I am holding this completely upside down. Melanie, so could you flip over to my other camera?
Absolutely. Trying to do it.
There we go.
Instead removed you. Never mind.
Pull it, and I'm back on the
Holy. Sorry, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's just magnetic. That's holding that entire book together. That's pretty darn good. Roger, how much are these Doctor Who books? Again, some of these are going to have pounds on them. Some of them are going to have dollars on them. $49.99 is the basic edition, US dollars. I don't know what I have. The price on this one is going to be more than that. Special edition is $100. US. Again, it's you're paying. These are limited edition and super fancy, right? So you're getting
paying for the fancy.
Exactly, you're paying for the fancy.
Fancy schmancy.
And then the other side of that is again going to be your starter set. So this is the other part to what you might want to get if you're just starting in this game. And it's got a handful of nice dice. And we were talking a little bit about this to David F. Chapman. Yes, another David Chapman. When we had him on the show. These dice, and I forgot that these dice were in here when we talked to him. Let's zoom that close. But that's actually Gallifreyan behind those numbers.
Oh, yes.
Numbers are in English and in Roman, technically. And somewhere I have the older dice that are still blue, but don't look anything like that. So you got 3 dice in here, which is enough to play with.
Roger does have a question. Do you get them on Amazon or somewhere else?
So you should be able to order these on Amazon, but you can also order them from Cubicle 7 directly. And I think we have a banner somewhere of Cubicle 7's website.
Looking.
Also, the starter set is some character sheets, some little mini folios. There you go, cubicle7games.com. Now, the nice thing about going through Cubicle 7 directly rather than Amazon, they do have a warehouse in the U.S. Their main warehouse is in Ireland, so you're getting some speed there. But you will also get a PDF of most products. So I don't know if it's offered for the starter deck for the starter set specifically, but there is a digital version of the starter set.
So that's a win-win right there, because not only you're supporting more money towards Cubicle 7 because Amazon does have fees and a fee structure to that, but you are winning because you're getting a PDF of everything too. Exactly.
There's a little read this first. It kind of describes the game, tells you what you need. So that 2 hour long, you open up Christmas Day. Oh my God, I have no idea how to do this. I do the short version. You also get an adventure in here, a couple of them. Some extra tokens, and there's some reference sheets in there. So this is a great deal, and I will see if it has the price on this or if I had to flip it over. And this retails at $40 US. And of course, these should now be available physically. I did not have a chance to check before coming on the air. These are the 60 Years of Adventure books. They sent these to me in advance, so I apologize if they're not available right now. But you can.
I'll verify.
We shall find out.
You can order them from. You can often get these games from Forbidden Planet in the UK. Yes, Forbidden Planet has all sorts of great stuff. Really, any of your friendly local gaming stores should be able to. If they don't have them, get them in. The 60 Years of Adventure is those other books that I was showing with the spines distilled down into 2 books.
Oh, cool.
So whereas you have an entire book on, say, the First Doctor, this has 13 pages, including an adventure. So as you're going through, there you go. So here's the chapter with the First Doctor. Got a little introduction. Talking about the First Doctor's era and his companions.
These books are available now, Dave. I can confirm.
Hey, I knew they were supposed to be out, but I couldn't be entirely sure. So yes, these are available physically. Again, if you get them through Cubicle 7 directly, and some some brick and mortar stores will also be able to give you the PDF as well. They've arranged that with those stores, so that's kind of another cool thing as far as trying to support a local store. But I don't think you can get it through Amazon. And then you've got a summary of all of each Doctor's adventures. And again, all of this is done in more detail later. How long do we have to wait for them if you order them at Cubicle 7? That will depend. It's the Christmas holidays, folks. Can't guarantee that. They do as long as they're in stock, they're usually very quick. Even getting me these advanced copies was very quick. It'll be a couple of weeks, I think, to ship them from Ireland to Canada, which I've waited for the US packages longer than I've waited for stuff from them. These are some stat blocks for some of the companions, and then the first Doctor himself. And then there's the Luster of Starlight. There's an adventure here, and this adventure goes through, and you've got other characters and NPCs, 3 acts, and then it goes into the second Doctor. And if we flip to the end of the second Doctor, we've got another adventure that picks up where this last one left off. And all of the adventures in both of these books are playable in any order. It's the Doctor. Nothing matters. Except for the finale in the second book, because it is intended as a finale. It's weird to see 8 new Who Doctors on the cover, but then you realize 3 of them didn't have a series. Yeah, it's true. But I like that they they included them partly for balance. There's 8 and 8. But at the same time, you do actually have sections in here on the War Doctor and the Fugitive Doctor. You do not have a section on David Tennant's 14th Doctor, as this did go to print before that, but they do mention him a little bit. So yeah, the Fugitive Doctor falls into Chapter 7 between after 13, and the War Doctor comes in, as you would expect, before 9. So they've kept those in there. But there is, at the very end of this, a section on Generation, and this is the only time you see the 14th Doctor. The 13th Doctor source book is they did not send me a copy of, so I don't know how quickly that one's going to be hitting print. I know you can get it in PDF. So there's, again, that'll be a full this size book.
I
Dave,
tried to go on Cubicle. Sorry, I went on to Cubicle 7 and just kind of put this book in my basket, just gonna kind of see what would it say about shipping. I'm in sunny Florida, but unfortunately, it doesn't give me any type of shipping specs. It did give me just one type of shipping, which was standard shipping. That's $8.50. So for under $10 for shipping, considering it's a book, you're probably looking at your standard, maybe either a FedEx ground, maybe UPS ground, and that, depending on what their lead times are within warehouse, you're looking at no more than maybe 3 to 5 days, depending on where you are. Like for me, if I'm shipping something out of Florida, and I'm using like UPS ground, it's no more than like 5 days anywhere in the lower 48, and even in Canada. So there you go.
I did put my order in on, the night Dave talked about it, November 28th, and I have not received anything yet.
Okay. Keep in mind, it is the holiday season. It depends on what books you're ordering. So the actual is that slipping. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my other camera here as I'm mucking around. Yeah, if you go through, and there's Mark there. These just hit print. Those 60th editions, when I pulled them out at the end of November, were not available yet. So that would have been a pre-order. They were probably just coming out. I know they were coming out in December is what they had planned. They have some other books in here that I had showed off on that show, and there is a bits of the TARDIS of me showing those off, so I won't pull them out right now. But that are coming out in January, February. Again, that 13th Doctor is going to be coming out soon as well. And that's the Doctor Who role-playing game in a nutshell. Just taking a kind of a look at some of those things. And
well, speaking of nutshells, how condensed are the 60 years books? The adventures seem to be the same as the adventures, whereas just everything else is condensed. Is that it?
Everything else is condensed. If I pull out one of these, and it will depend. Like the 8th Doctor here is, they've managed to make that 8th Doctor book.
Wow.
Longer than the entire, set. So
Wow.
that's a thing. Now that being said, so these, again, because I got it here, this is the 8th Doctor, and obviously the 8th Doctor only had his 1.5 episodes.
A bit.
Right around the 50th, so you do get the Night of the Doctor in here as well. But this set of books, I've said it in most of my reviews. I've said it in Cosmic Mask. I've said it when Melanie's on there by herself.
I'm trying to do it with this pen and it didn't work. Trying to make you.
If a student came to me and said, "Hey, we have to do this autobiography on a fictional character. I want to do the Doctor. What do you recommend?" I would give them any of these books. These first edition books and the second edition books, because the 12th Doctor is the last one that is in the in first edition. So Jodie's will be second edition. But these are the best. Even if you don't game, I recommend these just as a reading thing. Free read these. You will know your doctors better. If you don't like a doctor, say you don't like Colin Baker, grab the 6th Doctor source book. You will have an entirely different view of him and his adventures, which is one of the things I love about these so much. Is just how detailed those are. These are nice.
Yeah.
In comparison, however, this is a drive-by. Andrew asked who wrote them. It's 2.7. They have a team of writers. Some of the earlier ones were all done by David F. Chapman, who designed the Vortex system that runs it. We had an interview with him before the summer, I believe. Yeah, just before the summer, in June, I think, talking about them. So you can certainly pop back on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS YouTube channel. I hope that RTD does that 8th Doctor spinoff next spring season. Me too. I want. As for, I don't know who's wrote these ones specifically, but Cubicle 7 has a great team. I've met a bunch of them. And I know David has moved from being the main writer and the only writer in some cases to a supervisory role. And they start writing as the episodes are airing. Like they're sitting there watching, going click, 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 click. They don't get advanced information. Yeah. They get virtually nothing.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
At an insane speed.
Yes. And then they watch it over and over and over.
I was gonna say, Roger saying sunny Florida, Melanie. It's very cloudy here in Southern California. Well, it's kind of being a little bit facetious. We had a front come through with tropical storm weather and gusts. So happy December. And it's freezing outside, meaning it's 47 degrees here. Yeah. But yeah.
What I'm going to do, just to break up the episode just a little bit, I'm going to throw up a commercial for Just Jake.
Yay.
And then we'll be right back after these messages to look at another Doctor Who game for your holiday excitement.
Hey. Jake Collins has been launched into the stratosphere by the popular social media app Yin Yang.
I just think it's incredible that someone from our hometown we knew so well.
That's my holy grail.
You are the closest thing this town has to a hero.
I'm still just Jake.
And we're back, except for Nick. So and we're back.
And some of us are back.
Yes, he was probably expecting the usual 3 to 5 minutes of commercials, not just one. If we had the 3-minute full trailer of that anymore, I 100% would have done that. But We don't. And the funny thing is, we can see, or at least Melanie and I can see Nick in the background, like in the green room area behind the scenes, looking in the camera.
I like how Andrew said that Nick was deleted by the Cybermen.
Oh boy.
So before I do that, look at the next game. Where is that question from Mark? I saw it up in
on it.
Do you prefer 5e D20 games or D6 or something else? I don't, and we're going to talk a little bit about that again in a few minutes when I look at Doctors and Daleks. I have no objection to D20 systems. The actual 5th edition, actual Dungeons and Dragons, I generally avoid. Not specifically for any big political reason or anything like that. It's just, it was an easy line in the sand for me when I have to deal with all of this. You can only see half of my bookshelf, and I've got boxes on top of what's out here. It's easy for me to just go, sorry, I can't do that. It's 5th edition. I'm not dealing with it. I had an extra staff member who did that. D6 systems are nice because they are usually simpler and usually have some extra abilities to do slightly different things. We have lost Melanie, just for the record, so I'm going to be running both sides of this thing. Modiphius has a 2d20 system, which is kind of neat. I've seen systems. I've got a print and play Christmas game down here that if we have time, I'll quickly show, that use like a dice pool. You use the die, and then that's gone. You may only have another set. So that's kind of a neat little thing. So I love all games, just kind of full stop. That's why I do what I do. And we're going to bring this back up. Bloop. I'm going to itch my nose because my nose is very itchy. Have you played any of the Doctor Who computer games or the adventure game books? I know of the adventure game books. I actually reviewed a Krampus adventure game book by the same or one of the publishers who does that. He doesn't really have I would happen to be over there for UK Games Expo, and I picked that up, but I didn't know at the time that he also did the Doctor Who stuff. I sent him an email about it at one point, but he didn't respond, and I didn't have time to follow up. So next time I go to the UK, we'll see what I can find. Computer games, not really. I have The Lonely Assassins on here, and I've played a little bit of it, and I downloaded but have not looked at. There's another Doctor Who game that's been hitting like a Farmville type thing that's been all over the internet advertising. And of course, we played Worlds Apart a lot. There we go. We played a lot of Doctor Who Worlds Apart here on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and on my own channel. It's interesting. Yeah, Jonathan Green. Yes, that's exactly correct, Andrew. Yeah, that's exactly who it is. I'm actually really sad. I had lent that to one of my writers, and they had a domestic issue and had to leave all of their games behind, including all of mine, including in my Krampus book. I'm super sad about that because it was a lot of fun. Ace Publishing, I think, is the publishing company. But yeah, look up Jonathan. All of his stuff is really good, and I want to do more of it if the opportunity happens. Can't wait to see what Cubicle 7 does when the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday start their adventures starting next month on Christmas Day. Yeah, me too. I've supported a lot of Jonathan. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear it. I love support. If you know a local designer, if you know a local publisher, by all means, please support them. Do their Kickstarters, do whatever you can, because it's important. Especially this time of year. So a lot of these people are very they're small. They need everything you can. So yes. What else do I have here? I've got Yahtzee! So this is the new Doctor Who Yahtzee. And this is it is a 60th anniversary edition of the game. So this that. And the Rev here has his copy as well. He picked it up after I did a box opening of this. Also be a bits of the TARDIS of that. So you can watch the whole box opening, and I'll open it again here as well. And I think Nick even has a different version of it again, because this is not the first Yahtzee.
I do. So we can compare. This is the 50th anniversary version. And it's similar.
Yeah, very similar. And you've got a Dalek edition as well.
Yep.
That I think came before that as well. So yeah, it's something they've definitely done a couple of times, but this is the 60th anniversary edition. But it's still just Yahtzee. If you have played Yahtzee, you know what this is. Ooh, Yahtzee in 3D. Oops. Nice. How do you feel about games that can be reskinned, say Doctor Who Yahtzee, Monopoly, or would you prefer original games? That skirts very close into a long rant against Monopoly. Full stop. I don't mind. You can also get there's also a couple of Doctor Who clues out there. I don't mind them. They're good for collectors. They are usually no less fun than the originals. Do I normally play Yahtzee? No. Would I have picked up Yahtzee with a different theme? Maybe, maybe not. Am I glad I picked? Will I play this? Probably. I'm going to be bringing it to a solstice party next weekend. Whether it gets played or not, I don't know. But it's a neat little, version. All of the stuff actually fits in here nicely. You could fit. So I bring it with the box, but you don't have to. Probably won't for the party. But if you have played Yahtzee, basically you are rolling dice and trying to make sets and runs. And the dice in this are a little bit more specialized. And you can look at yours there, Nick,
yes,
and let us know what the numbers are by comparison. So the number one on here is I make it. Zoom in more. We got an Ice Warrior for the number one on the 60th edition.
I have a mummy.
And a mummy for Nick. So, and I don't know you don't have the Dalek one close at hand, do you?
I grabbed mine.
Oh, you grabbed yours. What's the number one on the Dalek edition?
The front, it says a sonic screwdriver.
Oh, okay.
It's Matt's 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver.
Oh, okay. And then number two on this edition is your Zygon.
That's better.
Yes. I again, having changed my entire setup. Last time I was looking at stuff, it was all upside down and was really annoying. I had to look at everything upside down. The number three. What is number two on your set there, Nick?
Okay, so you're going to forget this, but we have the silence.
Excellent. I'm sorry. What was the number two on yours there, Nick?
Wah, wah, wah.
Number three, Weeping Angel.
Mm-hmm.
What's your number three, Nick?
I do believe it's the same. Do not blink.
Woo! Very nice. Different art, but same thing.
Yeah.
And what is it on the Dalek version there, Rev?
The TARDIS is number 2, and River's Diary is number 3.
I'm sorry, Nick. What was number 2 on your set?
Oh my word!
Number 2, I can't remember. to be honest.
Okay.
I feel so bad. I can't remember anything now.
Yeah, there we go. So number 4 for this set is your Sontaran with a helmet on.
I got a Spud without a helmet on.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
And Rev?
I got the 4th Doctor's scarf.
That's a nice thing. And then we got Cyberman for 5.
Yep. Same.
Also Cyberman for 5. So different artwork, but still the same idea on some of them. And shockingly, the Dalek on 6. And I'm going to guess it's the same on Nick's.
Oh, yeah.
Same on Rev's.
No.
No.
Number 5, I have K9. And number 6, I have a Fez.
Huh. So there's no Dalek on those ones, other than the Shaker Cup, I guess. So
You got a torn box, too.
Huh.
No Dalek.
Interesting. So yeah, and this the nice thing about it being Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
And Andrew was asking Nick, what's that number 2?
Number 2, the Silence.
The Silence, nice. And yeah, an Australian Zygon. Andrew wants to know what was on that number 2 again. Anyways, all right. We'll just Is that joke run old yet? I don't know.
No, let's keep it going.
Wow.
The nice thing about the about things like those the mass market games, your Clue, your Monopoly, your Yahtzee, is that they are relatively easy to find. So you can go down to your local Walmart or your local friendly gaming store, preferably, or wherever you might find your mass market games, and probably find this. Easy. So for Christmas, being a few days before Christmas, this is a great option. You can, if you really want, call around to your friendly local gaming store and just ask them, hey, do you have the Doctor Who Yahtzee? Great. Can you pull that aside? I'll be there in an hour or whatever. That is one of the huge advantages that your Clues or your Cluedo, has, or your Yahtzees and your Monopolies, is that they are all they're ubiquitous. They're easy to find, and people usually know the rules. Yes, sorry, Mark. Yes, Clue is the North American version of Cluedo. So yes,
and I like the way they tailor some of the games to fit these little franchises. So for Clue, in one version they brainwash the companions, for example. So you don't know whether the companions have caused trouble or not, and you get to follow them that way. So that was the way they made it fit Clue.
Nice.
It was interesting.
Now, Andrew was asking what game is good to play with young kids like 10-year-old. It's going to be a little bit hard to find. Even harder for you, Andrew, being overseas. But Doctor Who Keys to the TARDIS. This is Outset Media Games, who no longer have this license, which is why it's really hard to find. But this in itself is a reskinning of Keys to the Castle. So it's a very simple game, and it is ages 10 and up. And the Doctor Who version is slightly more complex, I think, than Keys to the Castle. But basically, you are one of the doctors, and you are trying to make it away across this grid, from one end to the other, and your opponents are trying to do the same from one end to the other. And there are ways to take shortcuts. There are ways to block people. I have done an entire review on this. So if you go over to Therathole.Ca/who, you'll get you can find my full review on that. It has most of my Doctor Who reviews up to the most recent ones on Doctor Who Nemesis. Having some website issues, and that's one of the pages that's been impacted. Eventually I'll get that fixed. But yeah, this is probably one of the simplest ones. Don't Blink. I don't know what the age range is on that one. That one, again, might be easier to find overseas because it's a slightly larger company. That is Gale Force 9. and I have the review at that same site. It's up. The game itself is upstairs, however. So what I can do is I can run a next time we run a commercial. I can try and grab that for people.
Commercial.
Yes, you should that last December. Oh yeah, I showed that last December. Yes, I did. Yeah. There we go. Yep. Ding. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is a yearly thing for me. Getting to show off some of the year's best games. Morris game I bought my nephew was Race to the TARDIS. That one I haven't seen off the top of my head, and I don't. Now Mark, I know often hits the Who shop in London, so I can't. I don't know how new, old, or available that particular one is. But there you go. There's another great answer. There's all sorts of games, and sometimes they're reskinned, and sometimes they're not. Yeah. Apparently the joke is not grown old because Tasty Cake wants to know what your number two. What was the number 2 on your set, on your Yahtzee set there, Nick? I don't remember. I don't remember either. Whatever. That's okay. So here's what we're going to do: is I'm going to bring up another commercial. I'm not going to do that one because that's support. This is. Let's do. We're in the process of changing around a lot of our stuff, so we'll just bring up our own one. Here we go.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Almost made it! Almost! Oh, so close. So
we're just glad you're not deleted.
Don't Blink says ages 14 plus. How much of that is mechanical and how much of that is just it's the Weeping Angels and they're kind of scary will depend a little bit on the 10-year-old in question. I certainly know the Cardboard Kid, who's started reviewing at age 8, can play games much above her theoretical age. Yeah, Race to the TARDIS is one of the only Doctor Who games I see a lot.
Okay.
So I think it's more available. That one's more available over in Europe and the UK. So yeah, that is some of those. I'm going to drop another one commercial, mostly so that I can clean up and switch to the next thing.
Okay.
You right?
Yeah.
I want that one. Bada boom, bada bing. And of course, that is another game that you can take a look at, being Worlds Apart, which is in beta testing right now. I think public beta now. I think anyone can get their hands on the beta edition for mobile. I have access to it. Have I looked at it? No. Was I intending to play it live on the air a couple of times? Yes. But it's been an interesting couple of months. So... But yes, here is the another police box. Shocking, right? Whatever could this be? Dun, dun, dun. Well, it is kind of large, and this is Doctor Who, Doctors, and Daleks. So we were talking about if I like 5e, if you like Doctor Who, and you like Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. This is the game for you. This should be, I believe, is available. If not, it will be very shortly again.
Let's find out.
They have had to. This has gone through a couple of different versions before the published version even came out. This is currently the third cover for the Player's Guide.
Wow, that is snug.
Yes. The first, it was also the bottom of the pile. The first edition was something closer to Jody. Well, it was Jody themed. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
And then they had to change the logos, and then they had to change the logos again. There's been a bit of and then they had a new doctor, and yeah. So this has gone through a few different changes. This is, again, the collector's edition of this game, of this product. Do I have the... It also has little pages on it. Let's see if I've got the price on it here. $150 for this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not nearly as expensive as you might think, given how much is in here, right? The value of this box set compared to the collector's edition of the second edition Doctor Who role-playing game books, infinitely better. This is a steal of a deal, and that is so you got this. There is no core rule book to this. If you have played Dungeons and Dragons, that's your core rule book. Yeah, and you can get that in what's called a system reference document, or an SRD, free online, and a lot of gaming companies are doing that. It is a text-only, usually searchable web version of most rule sets. So if you then it's free, so anyone can play these games, and cost suddenly is no longer a barrier to entry. Also in here is the Alien Archive. So this is friends, foes, how you can convert monsters in and out of regular 5th edition. So you could have a Dalek fighting in your regular Dungeons and Dragons game, or a dragon in your Doctor Who game. Yeah. There are the biggest difference between this and 5th edition. There's a couple of differences, but the biggest is there are no hit points. There are plot points, because the Doctor is not likely to beat you up, right? They're going to talk you to death. So they take plot damage rather than actual damage. Now this also has hit points listed in for some of these bad guys, but the two terms are interchangeable. So you've got different sets of stuff here, and again you've got all of your major villains, and there's a whole section on Daleks, as you might expect. And more Daleks and more Daleks. Great Intelligence, Hath, Yagafris, Jadoon. So all of anything you would expect to see, or not expect to see, you're probably going to find in this book. And again, all 3 of these books that are in this box set are available individually as well. So if you don't want to spend the 150 version, then you don't have to. You can just buy one of these books. Again, if you buy them through Cubicle 7, you can get the free PDFs of all of this. And she made it a ticker. We've had the Cubicle 7 going through all 3. The Yahtzee is the OP. It is not. Cubicle 7. Just for the record, that is a different company. I didn't realize that she had switched that over. But these are, again, Cubicle 7. If you get them through their website or through most gaming stores, you're going to see, you're going to get a PDF of this. And the last book in here is The Keys of Scaravor. This is an adventure path. It is a full-length, book-length adventure that is also available for the Doctor Who role-playing game under the title Secrets of Scarivore.
So it's the same story.
Same story, basically different statistics.
Yeah, right.
You will see in the new year, I will be reviewing these as a side-by-side. I'm not going to review them individually. I'm going to sit down, open them both up, page by page, and do a direct comparison of these two editions. So you'll be able to see that on the Traveling.Ca/who or just the Traveling.Ca. And you will eventually, hopefully, also see it in Cosmic Mask magazine.
Yes. Now you're talking.
Yes. If you want the best possible Who thing to get someone for Christmas, it's Cosmic Mask magazine.
Perfect.
The most and it's free. And there's free. There's your most recent cover. Cosmic Mask, and Melanie Dean has some artwork in there. Reverend Tasty Cakes down here has a little bit in there.
He does.
I've got some stuff in there. So and I think the Traveling TARDIS in general has some stuff. So there you go.
Dave, it's a great way to kind of pour over what you talk about, how you get into the game mechanics and everything. So I like that there's a record of that. Sometimes in print, but usually online for free.
I don't think there's been a print edition since I started getting stuff out, which makes me sad.
Oh yeah, when you turned up, we were like, no more.
Yeah, it was awful.
I'm kidding.
It also in the box set is a cheat sheet. This is a DM screen, so you'd put this up in front of you, and you can hide your rolls, and you've got all of a bunch of quick information, and so all of this is available in that. And there was a question here. Scroll down. The set looks so good. Which set do you prefer? I'm not sure what you mean by which set, because everyone's a little bit different. I have no doubt that this is going to be up for a ton of awards when the gaming awards start getting announced in the spring. This set is absolutely stunning, full stop. And Cubicle 7 has done. Their production values are second to almost none. They're a much smaller company compared to your Paizos, compared to your Wizards of the Coast. But the amount of love and care that they put into these is incredible. One of the reasons that the 13th Doctor book isn't out is they tend to release stuff as a PDF first, because you can always fix the PDF and update it. And that lets, not only do they have their own team of experts, they have people like me, I mean, not me specifically, but, or you, random person who I'm talking to on the other end of this computer, could say, hey, that's wrong. And they'll look at that and go, oh, oops. If you want strictly as a product, this is going to be one of, if not the nicest thing you're going to find. Kind of full stop. It's absolutely stunning. If you want playability, that's also on there. The starter set is fabulous for the Doctor Who role-playing game as well for the second edition. They're great. And of course, and Mark brings up, don't forget about the Magic the Gathering that came out this year. I did not get any. We did have not one, but two interviews with Gavin Very from Wizards of the Coast. I also said, hey, I'd love to do some more stuff, show it off on the show here. And they did not deem it to answer. But then they are very, 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 very picky about who they send product to. You would think that the size of our Doctor Who audience would be enough, but it was not enough to even answer. One of the reasons I did not necessarily want to focus on them as well is that we're just going to add that. Hasbro, their parent company, has not been showing good Christmas spirit in that they have just laid off a couple thousand workers right before Christmas, on top of all of the other controversies between between Magic the Gathering and especially Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I actually am not sure. That is one of the things I'm concerned about with that Dragons and Doctors and Daleks. I don't believe there's going to be more, simply because of the shenanigans of the licensing of the rule set of the Dungeons and Dragons rule set. I know they've got other games that have come out since, and I don't have it handy. That is not. It's still a vaguely D20, but it is completely not 5th edition at all. So, Kevo 7 do a Doctor Who card game too. Yes, they do. There is the which I do also have behind all of my Christmassy stuff. I think. Nope, that's not it. Somewhere behind all of these Christmas games, I do have copies. There is a couple of versions of the Doctor Who role-playing game, of the Doctor Who card game. It's a really neat game. There's a classic Doctor's Edition, a modern Doctor's Edition, a second version of the modern Doctor's Edition that includes 12, or you can get 12 as an add-on.
I played that game a couple of times with non-Whovians, just as a fun card game, and it's very entertaining.
The hardest thing to understand with that one is you are playing stuff right, play moves clockwise, and you pass some of your cards counterclockwise.
Yikes.
At the end of your turn. So it's a really neat mechanic. Again, if you head over to my YouTube channel, you will have to go a little bit farther back because it is one, but I do have and also on that Who channel should have a copy. YouTube.com/Therathole.Ca. I show off a little bit of it. I was at a convention and got to show it off. So you can definitely take a look there. While you're there, please subscribe. I'm about 20 subscribers away from my goal that I would like to be at by the end of the week. I don't think I'm going to make it. So I would like to be at 210. Really, I would like to be at 210 by the 22nd. But if I can get to 210 subscribers before Christmas or even before New Year's, I would be thrilled, folks. So go give me, pander, beg, please. Go do the subscription thing. And I won't even ask you to hit the bell. Just go check it out. Also, while you're over there, make sure you hit up Rev's YouTube as well. Reverend Amagon. Yes. He is. If I make you big, will it make it smaller? There you go. Do that again. Make it pretty face again. There you go. YouTube.com/Reverend Amagon or at Reverend Amagon. Nick does not have. Nick, what's your? You don't have a YouTube. I know I always ask, but you don't actually have one, do you?
Everyone can find me at Nick Smith Films, #Nick Smith Films, and also I threw you the link to Cosmic Mask.
You really did that, and of course, heaven forbid I should ignore the fact part where it says opens in a new tab, because heaven forbid I should actually read the entire thing when I do it. There we go.
Usually, what I do is I just put in Doctor Who Appreciation Society, and then it pops everything up, and I can click on Cosmic Mask and read it for free.
Ding. Ta-da. So yeah, no, and I honestly, it's got great stuff. Not just because I'm in it. It really is a fabulous magazine, and I say that not because I'm in it, not because Rev's in it, not because Nick edits it. It is good. It's good stuff, and
yeah. I mean, it's all about being a fan. We got so much good content from very creative people who just happen to love this show. Yeah.
Mark says simple card games. Doctor Who reskin Top Trumps, which is harder to get now. I think I don't know if they lost their license to it, but you can get it still. It's out there. It's really hard to find in North America. Trivial Pursuit, there's at least I've got one version. I think there's actually 2 or 3 different editions because it's Trivial Pursuit. So of course there is. This was a 50th edition set. And we've done this on the air. I've pulled this out and asked random questions in the past.
Oh boy!
So it's been a lot of fun. Sounds like a good stocking filler. Dave, your cells is deeper on the inside. To a certain extent, yes. It has to. But yeah, I'm going to do a really quick. We're technically in after party territory, but I'm not even gonna switch it off. Maybe this becomes this is not a good audio version anyway, so I'm not even gonna try and switch us over.
Look at this thing that you can't see.
Exactly. This is very much a visual episode. So I've got other stuff I can show off. I did also, just to bring it out, this is the Doctor Who Nemesis that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
If you've ever played Villainous, any of the Villainous games, it's a very similar concept where you're playing as the villains. I have had it. I started and was in Cosmic Mask the basic mechanics, and there's going to be over the next few months, next few issues, individual spotlights on each of those sets of stuff. I had it handy because I had to pull it out because it was also in the TARDIS of deep stuff. Another one that I wanted to show off. Now I'm just showing off stuff. Actually, no, I'm not going to show this one off first. I want to show this one off first. One of the nice things.
How did you know that was going to happen? That was amazing.
Right? So, print and plays. I've mentioned that you can get a lot of those big books as PDFs. You would not want to do that. Haha, Rev does the best facial expressions. Yes, he does. And Mark has a couple of different versions of the Trivial Pursuit. But yeah, so those you wouldn't want to print off those books. Those are 200 to 400 pages. Don't do that. That's not what they're intended for. But there are lots of games that are intended to be printed off that are very, very small. And none of these are Doctor Who specifically, but I wanted to bring these ones up. This is the Flash Gordon game.
Oh, wow.
For Savage Worlds. And every last few years, they have released some Christmas adventures. And it's just one simple page. This one actually, and I apparently did not do that one back and forth. Yeah, and we so this is really great. There are random ones that,
So they've got the logo from the 1980 movie and Alex Raymond art. So is it kind of a mixture of the two versions?
That game is modern. It is written now, so it encompasses a lot of it. I have not done anything. Savage Worlds is another one of those systems that I just have not worked with because there's so much of it. But Scott Woodard wrote these, and Scott has been on our show. He wrote Juggernauts. He's one of the only Americans to write official Doctor Who stuff. He's written a couple, and he's Idavros, I think, was his as well, or one of the ones in that set. So he's done some great Doctor Who stuff. He's one of the main game writers on on here. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to show that off specifically. Also because it's Christmas, and I like Christmas. If you've noticed from the background, Therathole.Ca does Christmas. That's we do a lot of that. If you go to Drive-Thru RPG, which I don't think I have a banner for, or itch.io, you're going to find a lot of printable games. Itch.io especially is a lot of self-published. This is Krampus says punching Nazis is a free action. That's the entire game. And you are running around the first level of Doom map punching Nazis. Or is it Doom or is it which version is that? Yeah, sorry, Wolfenstein.
Okay.
Wolfenstein.
You're running around the first level of Castle Wolfenstein where you and punching Nazis as Krampus. Punching Nazis is a great way to celebrate the holiday season. I am no way promoting any of these. Is literally just what I have printed out. I've got an entire USB drive of just random stuff, and some have been printed and some have not. Snow Globe. This one came out from Keith Baker and Jen Ellis from Together Studios. They did Illimat, which I've done a few things of. Keith Baker designed Gloom. And this is again one page back and front, about 96 minutes. You can play it remote. You can play it in person. Snow Globe, and it is a micro RPG trapped in a premium streaming channel holiday world.
Oh, why?
right? So it's simple to play. And that's the nice thing about some of these printing places. They are super small. The Great Krampus revamp. And yeah, so it's just like you can get, and there's others like these happen to be RPGs, but I've also shown off ones that you're playing more of a solo game or a group game where it's a roll and write. So I've definitely shown off a few of those on the channels. But if you simply search, this is one of the ones I haven't had a chance to play yet because I just found it a few weeks ago. A Christmas Fable again. It's just that small. And this is the one I was telling you about when you've got a pool of dice, and every time you use one of them, you have to put to the side. So it makes it harder potentially. So it's so much fun to just grab these little tiny print and play things. They cost, some of them are pay what you want, some of them are some of them pay what you want, some of them have a cost to them. Super great. Krampus punching Nazis, cool. Yes, so cool. Unrelated to Doctor Who, I'm surprised that Johnny Depp took Disney's $305 million to play Captain Jack Sparrow again. I'm not. Yeah, eventually you drive a big enough dump truck of money up to anybody. They will do a lot of things. Ironically, I was just watching a 6-part documentary on American Gladiators, and in the later seasons, they had to do a very similar thing. Less of a dump truck of money and more of a, come on, you miss it, come on. Do you have another Doctor Who dice set from Cubel 7? I do, again, somewhere in there. They had a full set of them. I think there's a new set coming. I'm not sure if they're doing a solo release of those D6s or not. How would you get people to play an RPG game who's never played them before? These little print and plays. Honestly, there are so many one-page games that you can sit down and, like, there's Honey Heist where you play a honey bear. You like, some are thematic, some are not. But you can get these tiny little games. Another great one is that Parsley, because you don't realize it's a role-playing game necessarily, because it is more of a text parser, but it's still also a role-playing game, just not in the more traditional sense. There is one of the deluxe dice sets, and I don't know which version that is, but I suppose I can pop it up because, why not?
I'm curious what Mark Robinson, our Candyman, said. I have 2 different versions of Tribal Pursuit. I never heard of Tribal Pursuit before. Now, what was number 2 again?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Nick.
And well, number 2 is, I didn't drop anything in this episode, but you did, so that's funny.
Hey, what? My screen just totally went bananas here. Go away. What's going on? Good. My screen literally just took everything away. There we go. As I was trying to open something and failed miserably. Now I have to go back in and try that again.
I have too many tabs.
Right? Too many tabs. Cubicle7.com/ Doctor Who Deluxe Dice Set / Doctor Who Deluxe Dice Set. You know what's helpful? Not putting that into the search bar, and in fact putting it up on the in the actual URL bar. Concept, right?
It happens.
Exactly. And Cubel 7 says it's out of stock. Yes, I do have that set. That is the older dice set. That is the set that I have, yes. So I don't know if they're coming out with another version of that set for for the new one or not. I just don't remember what Dave said about that. You just came up with the brilliant title of Tribal Pursuit of the Time Lord. Oh no. How online Doctor Who trivia questions? Yeah, it depends on the question. Yeah. More violent version of Trivial Pursuit, Rev. Yep, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, that is the only other stuff I wanted to show off just because I can. Well, we're here. I showed this. I did open this one up on the show as well, so I figured I'd show it off as well. Grew the game. I am super excited about this. I've not had. I've been working on Christmas games, so I've not had a chance to play this. This is the original 1980s version. This is the new one from Steve Jackson Games. Come on, Dave. Doctor Who Christmas pub quiz. Maybe eventually we really should do that at some point. But yeah, Grew the game. This is great. You are building your own town, and Grew comes along and destroys it. If you do not know who Grew the Wanderer is, I'm sorry. It is one of the greatest comic books ever. You want 10-year-olds, it is also great for that because it's not terribly. The in jokes are great, but there's nothing major. Again, you're rolling dice to get your to get resources. Wait, I can zoom in more.
Zoom in.
So you got manpower, supplies, Grew, which is generally for bad things, Copex, money, and you spend those on the different cards. You get buildings, you have troops, you have characters from the comic books over the years, all that have different effects, and it's just a fun game. It's a 30-minute game. It's not terribly. It's fast. It's fun.
It's Grew.
It's Grew. If you know Grew, this is Grew. Grew is a barbarian. Grew parodies everything. There has been crossovers with Grew and Tarzan. There's been crossovers with Grew and Conan. No, it's not even a Conan. Grew the Conan spoof. There's straight up a Grew meets Conan. It was a mini series, and there's a trade paperback version of it. It's interesting that and both that and the other one that I just mentioned when I was talking because words. But they grabbed Tarzan. They grabbed artists and more traditional art styles and merged it with this in a weird but brilliant way. Sergio Aragonis is also very famous for Mad Magazine. The letterist on this is Stan Sakai from Usagi Yojimbo. If you're a Ninja Turtle fan, the rabbit that always shows up in every version, that's Usagi. The art until recently was always Tom Luth for the last, again, 30-something years. And Mark Evanier is the editor who's also he wrote the Garfield and Friends TV show. He's all sorts of fun stuff. So there's all these fun stuff. If you want more stuff, here, if you're in the UK and want a random game, here's Uranus from Dark Imp. They have a bunch of roll and write games as well. This just happens to be one of their bigger ones. I'm going to be playing this on my channel at some point in the new year. You can play it solo. If you are on the Florida side of things, here is an arcade. It's a deck building game that kind of parodies your old arcades. This is a Florida publisher, TopOutDog.com. I picked up. Yes, Andrew, no Uranus jokes. But yeah, these guys are Florida based. So if you want local, there's lots of local designers out there. The other one that I'm super excited to try and get to play is Alewood. It is a drinking game. Obviously, you can drink water as long as you pee as much as everyone else. Doesn't matter what you drink. But your character abilities vary by how much you put your character card against your glass. Obviously, we don't want a clear glass, and your stats will differ depending on how much liquid is in there. Oh my God. What are your thoughts about Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt on Monarch Legacy of the Monsters on Apple Plus? I saw the first episode, but only in the background. I'm excited. I want to watch more of it. I just have not had a chance. I've heard
it's growing on me.
Yeah,
it's a grower for sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of it with 100%. There's so much out there right now. We are very lucky that we're getting more Doctor Who, but even without the Doctor Who, there's so many other options out there. They're all so good. 8-bit or 16-bit with the arcade challenge. I believe they did 8-bit. This was a demo copy that they gave me at the end of the last MegaCon, and I haven't had a chance to do anything with it. So some of it is, yeah. So there's, hold on, I can do better than that.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. There's all sorts of fun stuff, and there's some that are, again, it is a small publisher, so there's some stuff that's going to be a little different. So you've got even memeable stuff.
Yeah.
Some tokens in here. Now that I've opened it, I have to actually put it back together in a way that makes some degree of sense. There we go. Have you guys all seen the D&D movie yet? I have not yet. Again, it's on the list. I just watched. What have I watched recently? My roommate's all about Christmas movies, so I watched a bunch of Christmas movies. But the Naughty Nine on Disney Plus. Oh my God! It has no business being as fun as it is.
Huh.
Is it going to win an Oscar? No. But it is a Christmas kid. It's Spy Kids Gone Christmas meets Ocean's 7 or Ocean's 11. It's a heist movie with kids at the North Pole.
All right.
Weirdly good. And also the latest season, the second season of Santa Clauses. Best thing in that entire franchise so far. Of all the movies in the last season, I like this season the best. I'm not a big Tim Allen fan on a number of levels, but I really think he was the reason why the first season wasn't nearly as good. Some of the things he insisted on.
Oh.
But there was supposed to be a lot more mythical lore creatures in the first season, and he wanted more of the Saint Nicholas religious side of things. That's who he is as a person, and he was a producer, so he gets what he wants. Favorite Doctor Who's Christmas special, guys? Nick?
What did I go with last time? I do like me some Christmas Invasion. That is Christmassy. Maybe it's the Satsuma.
Maybe.
Can't be a good British Satsuma.
Tom?
Well, something fell. It can't be an episode with me in it without something falling. I can't remember the title. The one with the blonde singer, Matt Smith's story.
Oh, that one.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's going to be Church on Ruby Road because, yay, we're getting it back. Also, I love the Goblin song. It's ridiculous. It's insane, but I really do love it. If y'all have not listened or heard of the Goblin song, look it up. This was released a couple of weeks ago. It's not a Christmas song in any way, shape, or form, but it was released at Christmas. It is from the Christmas special, and it's a fundraiser for BBC Children in Need. So I went at that point. I just bought it. Sight unheard. I went, oh, okay, I'll listen to it later. Bought. And it's fun. It's very Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm. We love our novelty songs. Get a novelty song to number one for Christmas. It's a tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We heard the Goblin song was aimed for number one in the top 40. I believe it, and I think it's it's definitely hit the number one in a couple of lists, but I don't know if it's hit top 40 yet. Another my favorite Christmassy thing. I also I think it was a charity one, was sausage rolls from Lad Baby. Yes, and it is them, and it is Ed Sheeran, and it is Elton John.
Oh yeah,
singing about sausage rolls. And which reminds me, I need to message my mom and say, "Hey, you gonna make some sausage rolls for me for Christmas?" She makes some amazing sausage rolls. Let me tell you, best I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that because she's my mom. I love sausage rolls. I've had them all over the world that I've traveled. No, nothing like hers. They're just
like mom makes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's number 4 at the moment. Yeah, Church
number
of the
2.
Road, very much inspired by Labyrinth, and it shows. I'm wondering how much of it is also inspired by The Goblins, short story by Charles Dickens, which came before Christmas Carol. But it's a similar premise. It was part of what did that, and I have not had a chance. I found it's like a 20-minute audio book on YouTube that I still have not had a chance, or a half hour that I haven't had a chance to listen to. I can't find my book of it because I had an older than all of us hardcover that included the two stories together, and it has made its way into somebody else in my family's Christmas stuff. But yeah, that is later on, possibly tonight, I'm going to be playing Christmas Lights. There's a couple of solo versions, and so you can check that out over on my YouTube. Once again, Therathole.Ca. There it is. Oops. Therathole.Ca. Will also be over on my Twitch channel. But once again, back to pushing my YouTube channel more than that.
20
more people. 20 more people in next week. Come on, people. There's at least that many people who've been watching the show, although some of them probably already have. You can also check out all of my Christmas reviews over at Therathole.Ca/Christmas. That page has been less impacted from my technical issues, so that is still being updated. So we've got all of these over the years. It has been tradition for me to do all holiday reviews from American Thanksgiving, or as we call it, Thursday, until Christmas. All holiday stuff. I did stream the birthday burglary last week, and that written review about it is coming out on Thursday, because it is, of course, my birthday. Or no, it's coming out on Friday, because Friday is my birthday. So Friday, which is why I played it earlier. I played it ironically on my sister's birthday, just out of dumb luck. Was the last Tuesday, and then put it out on my birthday. The Therathole.Ca's birthday was also American Thanksgiving, and I marked that by the holiday, not the actual date, although it was actually November 23rd, 2017. But I marked by the holiday so that I can always make that Thursday joke.
It's working.
It is. Yep. Do you know the Ruby Mean, a curry and cockney in London? I do not. And my tour guide in London did not take me there. So yeah, apparently we know where I'm going. He did take me to the oldest. Where was it? We went to a bunch. We just went everywhere. Pie and mash store. That's what I was thinking. I just can't remember the name of it. Dave, you will always be your mom's baby, no matter how old you are. It's true. Although she did try to voice me off on my ex-wife, saying no returns. But I returned her. Number 6 in the download chart. Ruby Murray Curry. Good to know. Yes, there we go. He did take you to pie and mash. That's what I was trying to spit out. Patooey. Yes, and it was delicious and it was wonderful. And I want to go back to London again. Got a full stop, but get to go see Mark again would be absolutely wonderful. Mark was fabulous. If you've never had a chance to meet him, our Candyman in person, just find a reason to. When the Rev down here wins the lottery, he's going to bring Mark over for MegaCon.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Just have to add all of the things. But yeah, I think that is we've gone through where you can find all of us. We've gone through some of the cool games. You know to keep an eye out for me, hopefully later tonight, because I have to take all of this crap down before I leave. I head off. I'm all over the province for family stuff. So whatever you're doing for your holidays, be safe, be kind, be extra kind to your service workers, because the 3 people in front of you wasn't kind, so they could use the extra kindness. Don't pay it forward. Tip your servers.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a stressful time of year, so there's good ways to de-stress, like playing games, and there's bad ways, like being mean to people.
Exactly. I've been reminded. I'll pull this up later. The 630 Ched Santa's Anonymous charity is a local charity, obviously. But the founder of that did a story. It was a Night Before Christmas style story, and that it's called The Creature of Stirring. Jerry Forbes, and they made it into a commercial, a video. It's about a 5-minute video that you can find on YouTube. Creature is Stirring by Jerry Forbes. It is not truly Christmas until I've come across that. I'll throw the title in. I'm trying to cut it here without it being stupid. No, go away. It is a absolutely fabulous little Christmas story. Okay, here, I'll just put it here this way instead. And it's just a reminder that you should be kind, be giving. If you have a little bit extra this year, especially this year because things are extra hard, donate to whatever local charities you can. If you have no money to donate your time. Go help. Who's helping people in need with whatever it is. If it's delivering gifts for your Santa's Anonymous or whatever. If it's dishing out soup kitchen or at your local church, whatever it may be. Do that. Just go take care of each other. Yeah, take care. Be safe. Good night. Bye-bye. Yes, I've been rambling. Thank you, Roger. I will go away. I'm sure that's not what he meant, but
No.
But we'll because we have this video. Thank you for watching. And Kristen put it up, so I should use it. Don't forget to like us and comment. You've been doing great about comments. Feed the algorithm. And share this video, our site, all of our pages, do all that thing. And don't forget to subscribe, because that helps all of us. It's one of those free Christmas things that you can do. Other than that, thank you guys. You can say your goodbyes in the comments. In the meantime, we will hopefully be back on Christmas Day for a live watch party. Just kind of keep an eye on this channel. This is if you do hit the bell, that's a way to find that out. But we'll watch it, and you can join us along. And until then, other than that, we'll see you the Thursday after. And Tony, take us out.